And today I want to share with you some tips for preparation for the examination. So let's look at a quote that I've written here. If you fail to plan, you actually plan to fail. What does that mean? That if you do not plan effectively, then you will not be able to succeed. Now, what will you plan and how will you plan for the examination? You first need to divide your subjects and the units that you have to study in each subject according to the available time. So this is your planning, and then you write dates along with them, that how much time and on which day you're going to study that subject. Then how will you study? A very useful technique which is called SQ4R that can be used for review. Okay, S in this acronym stands for survey. Survey means that you go over the unit, you look at the diagrams, you look at the pictures, you look at the headings, you look at the summary and the exercise of the unit to see what you are going to study. So that raises your expectations. Then you should formulate some questions. What questions do you want the chapter to answer for you? After doing that, you're going to do these 4 R's, which are read, respond, record, and review. How are you going to read? You will read and silently, not loudly. You will read silently. Then how will you respond? How will you interact with the text? You're going to take notes. You will underline key points. And you're going to annotate. Now, what is annotation? Annotation means that you're going to write your comments, your responses to the text that you're reading. Now, what will that annotation have? It will have connections between text and some other text that you have read in some other book, in a newspaper, or text to self. So, whatever you're reading in that text, connecting that to your own life, and then text to the world. What goes around you, what you have seen on the television, what have you heard or what have you observed or experienced. So you are going to connect the text with the world. So these are the connections that you are going to note down when you are responding to the text. Then you should, and all this is actually recording. So you will record your learning that you are doing after reading the unit. Then review. You will revise what you have read. How are you going to do that? It can be oral. You can speak out whatever you have read without looking in the book and record yourself. Or you can write all the key points or the whole thing down so that you can see what you have understood from the text. Okay, now another fallacy that children or the learners have is that if they study for 7-8 hours at a stretch, that is going to help them to learn everything well. That is a fallacy. And I want to share with you a technique which is Pomodoro, which was invented by Francesco Cirillo. And Cirillo was a student at that time, and he also faced the same problems that you are facing right now. There is a lot to study and you don't know how to manage all that. So he invented this technique. Now, why did he call it a Pomodoro, which is an Italian word for tomato? Because he had a timer in his kitchen which was shaped like a tomato, and that's how he started calling this technique Pomodoro. Now, what is Pomodoro? Pomodoro is first that you have to decide what you have to do, and then you have to divide like we did in our planning. Then the second step is that you set the timer for 25 minutes, and then you study till the alarm rings. So you spend 25 minutes which are focused on studying. So you are just doing that and you are doing nothing else. After that, you take a break of 5 minutes. 25 minutes study, 5 minutes break. And in that break, you can watch TV, you can eat something, you can walk around, you can exercise, you can do anything else but not study. After 5 minutes, you come back and repeat these steps again for 25 minutes. When you have done 4 Pomodoros, 25 minutes study, 5 minutes break, when you have done it 4 times, you take a longer break. So that is how you carefully plan your time and spend 4 hours studying each unit or whatever subject you have chosen for that day. That's all. Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz.